Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Cinderlands Brewing Company out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This beer is called Arch and Drum. I've had a couple beers from this series of their different flavored imperial stouts. I think I actually did have this one, but I didn't do a review for it. I thought I remembered having it, but maybe I didn't because I didn't do a review for it. But this one is a coffee milk stout with maple and vanilla. And it is... I thought the ABV was usually on the label right there, but I don't see it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a 10 or 10.5%. So pretty standard for... well, I guess it says coffee milk stout, so you wouldn't necessarily know it was an imperial stout, but it is. I think it's... Oh, that's right. Okay. Yes, that's really strange. They don't put the ABV on the logo or on the label for some reason, but they do put it on the can stamp, which is just odd to me. Not a lot of breweries do that. It's 10%, so I knew I saw it somewhere. Anyways, I'm gonna crack this open and see what we got. It smells like a lot of coffee. That's a good sign. Gotta get up at a decent time tomorrow, so I hope this coffee... I don't think it would, but... I don't think there's enough in here, but I hope this coffee doesn't keep me up. As you can see, it pours a pretty dark brown to almost black color with a nice finger's worth of tan head that's fading away a little bit. Really nice, deep, dark roasted coffee. A lot of coffee beers now have like the cold brew aroma. This really doesn't have that, but it's not that like super nutty coffee either, which I don't particularly like. I think a lot of times that's from a lighter roast. But I could be completely wrong. I'm not even remotely a coffee expert. I just know a little bit about it when it comes to beer. There's a lot of dark chocolate too. I'm definitely getting the maple, but it's not like super in your face, which I think is a good thing. I think it's really gonna... A lot of times any like stouts with maple in them, that just dominates the flavor, and a lot of times it comes off as artificial too. It actually smells like real maple, and it's not like overpowering. I'm not really getting any vanilla, but I'm perfectly okay with that because I'm not a big vanilla fan anyways. That's nice. That's really nice. Has a really nice full body without being like thick. By beer standards, 6, 7 to 10 years ago, this would be considered like a massive beer. Today, this is not, but I love the interplay of the coffee and the maple. Honestly, this reminds me a lot of KBS, but without like the bourbon kick at the end. Or maybe, I guess I should say it reminds me of CBS without the bourbon kick at the end, because I am tasting maple. But it's not as sweet as CBS, which I think is a good thing. Honestly, this kind of reminds me of a better version of some of the like maple and or coffee stouts that High Branch does. I usually like them, but a lot of times the coffee comes off like really nutty. This doesn't have it is a little bit of a nuttiness, but it's more like a deeper, darker roast, which I prefer. And the maple is there, but it's not predominant. It's rare that I have like a maple coffee stout where one is not like significantly dominant over the other, and these are almost in like perfect balance. Uh, there is a nice underlying roastiness to the beer that I don't think is strictly from the coffee, because it does come off more as roasted malts rather than roasted coffee. But there's a lot of coffee flavor. Uh, there is a little bit of like acidity to it, and I don't know if that's some. And I don't mean like it's sour, but you know how like sometimes coffee is acidic, a little acidic, and I don't know if that's from the coffee that's in there or something else from the beer. Yeah, I'll tell you what too. Like it drinks real light for a second, and then like when you really let it wash over your tongue, you realize is that it's a bigger and thicker beer than it first seems when you take the when you get the beginning of the sip. And then when you swallow, you're like, oh, maybe this is double digit beer. But I don't. If I didn't know this was 10%, I would probably. I mean, I would think it's a stronger beer. I'm not saying anything. I would think it's a session stout or something. But I would guess probably more like 8% than 10. I think it hides the alcohol pretty well. I wouldn't guess. I know it's just like barely reaching it, but I wouldn't guess double digits on this. Which is a good thing for the brewery, I guess. Maybe not necessarily a good thing for me or for other people if it would sneak up on you quickly. But I honestly like could drink. I wouldn't crush it like a pilsner, but I could drink a couple of these. Maybe not back to back, but if I had like a light palate cleanser in between each one, I can drink a couple of these in one day and not like get sick of it. It has enough flavor to be like a nice flavorful flavored stout, but it's not over the top where I would get sick of it right away. I mean, some of the stouts nowadays, I get sick of it before I even finish one can of it. But I might think differently after I finish this whole can. But right now, I mean, I could definitely keep drinking this. It's a very, very good maple coffee stout. I'm sure a lot of people by today's standards would say, "Oh, it's too thin," but I mean, it definitely is a little sweet too. Which I'm just assuming it's from the maple, but it's not cloyingly sweet. It's not overly sweet where it literally tastes like I'm drinking Hershey syrup. And it doesn't need to be that. I don't. Excuse me. I generally don't want anything sweeter than this. Yeah, I think that's all I can say on this. Another really good offering by these guys. I didn't buy this. My buddy gave me the can of it, but I know just from buying their other stuff, I'm almost positive this was... Actually, no, I did buy this. That's right, I did buy this. I got a 4-pack of... My buddy did give me a can, but then while I was up there, I bought a 4-pack of it too because I didn't realize he got me a can of it. But I'm almost positive that none of the 4-packs are more than $20. So at $5 a can, this is absolutely, absolutely worth it. You could put this in a bomber and sell it for $15, and people would buy it because people are silly and don't understand math and don't understand per ounce prices. And yeah, I mean, to me, this is better than like the Funky Buddha stuff that sells for double what this costs. So, I would like to see them put this in a bourbon barrel too. I don't know that it could hold up to like 2 years of aging, like that type of thing, but if they put it in for 9 months or something, I think it would make a really interesting beer. So I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.